Hey y'all, so I'm coming to you today with a video and I'm going to be making some products with you guys. So I have some rosemary oil and I am going to be, before I do that, let me wipe the space. I actually already wiped it, but I just want to show y'all that I wiped it. Not that y'all don't believe me, but you know, I want to make sure y'all know. So I just use the Lysol wipe and wipe up the space nice and clean. Like I said, I already did wipe it. And I wanted to do this video because I am going to have some like sit down talks when I am making my products, because I want to have these conversations with everyone, but I also don't want to just be having just a conversation. So I figured this is a good way to do it. I see the girls, they be doing their makeup and having their convo, like mukbangs, they also do that and have their convo, you know, while they're eating and stuff like that. So I'm already making the products and I wanted to have these conversations. So today's convo is going to be about leaving 2023 behind, moving into 2024. It is a few days before 2024 and I'm excited. Like, I'm not overly excited because the reality of the situation is nothing changes unless you do. So 2024 can be a lot like 2023 unless you actually put in the work to make it different. And but I will also say, contradictory to that is that you can sometimes put in a lot of the work or all the work. You can put in all of yourself and things still don't turn out the way you want them to. Sorry guys, I'm listening to music while we have this convo. So you can do all of the work, everything that you're supposed to do, and it still not turn out the way you want it to. You know, COVID was a big example of that. I'm sure there was a lot of people who had big goals, you know, from younger people who were graduating that year, who had prom, graduation, going away to college, and nope, that couldn't happen just because, you know, COVID happens, life happens. You know, people get sick, people lose jobs, people just change their mind. Life is definitely unpredictable, but at the same time, the way that you can at least try to get to where you want to go is to put in the work beforehand. Do some preparation, write down some things. Don't just have it all in your head, because it's easy to get off track on what you want to do, where you want to end at, where you want to, you know, go to. It's really, really, really easy to get off track. So even with all the unpredictable things that happen, if you at least prepare, those things won't go to waste, even if something else happens in between that time. So for me, well, I won't even say for me, because I started my Nature's Crown business during COVID. I already wanted to do it, and that's where the preparation met the timing, is I already wanted to do it prior to COVID, but I had no time at all to even think about it. But I put some things in place. I had continued having a conversation with different people about it and everything like that. So when COVID happened, my main business is a daycare. I'm a daycare owner, and that all daycares, all businesses were shut down. Okay, so what I was saying was that with Nature's Crown, I had already did some prep work before that. So I was able to sort of jump right into it once COVID happened. It gave me time to be able to focus a little bit more on Nature's Crown, which is my skincare business. And the daycares were closed. Well, everything was closed. But daycares were able to be back open after 3 months. So it was a very short amount of time, but it definitely was enough amount of time to let me know that I loved the business. I love creating the products. There's so much you can do with it. It gives me the ability to be creative, to learn about new people, cultures, new way of doing things, and also learn about the benefits of skincare, natural skincare, natural products. I knew that they were good, but I did not know how healing they are. Natural products, lavender, shea butters, olive oils, castor oil, a lot of them, fenugreek seeds, all of those type of things. They're actually really, really healing. They have so many vitamins in them that come from the earth, just like we eat food with vitamins. These products have vitamins in them, and when we are applying them on the skin, our skin is just sucking them up and absorbing them, and just, yes, it's like amazing. I get excited thinking about it. So that's what happened. So like I said, I wanted to go ahead and sort of do the put together products while I have this chit chat with you. I started talking, I forgot I even was supposed to be putting together the stuff. So this year, that was back in 2021 when I actually fully started going like full force with Nature's Crown. Like I said, I wasn't, and then also I had bought a house at the end of 2018, and I had already started on the house, but I wasn't able to do anything. That daycare be having, you know, chokehold, boy. Woo! If you're a daycare owner, leave a comment down below and let me know how you manage. What are some of the tips? Or even not just me, let everybody else know. Let people see and understand what it is to be a daycare owner. So back to what I was saying. Let me put this on pause. So what I was saying was that I had bought the house, and it gave me the time with the daycares being closed. It gave me the time to really focus on getting the house done, because prior to that, it was really, really hard for me to like focus at all on one project. So I went ahead and I had got my kitchen, and this is actually the house I'm in, which I'm still getting work done on it, because it's a really old house. It's like 100 years, but so it needed like quite a bit of work done. And it wasn't just that, and I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm gonna go back. It's not that it was only the time it took to get the work done. I didn't know exactly what needed to be done in the house. So it was sort of like learning the house, figuring things out, and you know, that takes time. So that's why now 2023, still everything is not completed, because I didn't want to just do things and underneath it was not fixed, because I didn't know that that did not need to be fixed. So now I have which I actually would have done sooner, but daycare opened back up and there went my time. But now I closed my daycare. I'm not sure if this will be a permanent closure or a temporary closure, and that's what really this video is going to be about. So now I have the time to fix the things that I've discovered since I've been living here are wrong. And hopefully those things aren't too major where I have to move out to get them fixed, but I may have to move out to get them fixed. So we'll see. But either way, I prefer not to, but either way, you know, it's fine. It's all for the good of things. So I have all of my oil packages out, and what I'm going to do is just take all the lids off so that I could pour the oil. Now this oil is going to be rosemary and fenugreek, a rosemary and fenugreek oil, which rosemary is really good for stimulating hair growth, stimulating hair follicles, or at least it's been said to be good for that. I'm not I have not done any scientific studies on it, so do not hold me to it in terms of legalities, but I have heard and it has been known to do that. Okay, so with the daycare, like I was saying, with the change with 2023, at the end of the 2023, I closed my daycare, my center, as well as my group location. It was for multiple reasons, which I will cover in a different video. But now I get time to focus on this. And I'm hoping, I'm praying that, and I think this is probably going to be a really big determining factor, is if Nature's Crown does well financially, if I will continue to run the daycare or not, because the daycare is just so time consuming. Like, it's so time consuming and it's so energy draining. And it's not all bad. You know how you can go to a comedy show and it's good, you laugh and you cracking up and everything, or you go to a wedding and it's, you know, great, and you may be crying out of happiness for them or whatever the case, but it still is energy draining. It's still taking a lot from you. So that's sort of how the daycare was. There were quite a bit of bad days, but also quite a bit of good days. I would say probably about 60-40. 60 being good days, 40 being bad. So there were still more good days, but there was quite a bit of bad days. So, but all days were, they pulled your energy. And I've seen that with the staff as well. A lot of times the staff, we will be talking, or they'll talk to, I'll be hearing them talk, and they'll say like, oh my goodness, I go home and I go right to sleep. As soon as I get in the door, I'm out, I'm KO'd, I'm going to sleep. And I always felt like that, but I didn't know that the staff, the teachers felt like that as well. And that could be a lot. To go in, you get off of work, and when you get home, all you feel like doing is sleeping. Like, that's your day. That's everything. You know, you wake up, you cook dinner, and then you fall back to sleep again. You know, so that's not really a balance. That's not a life balance, you know. You don't want your job to be so draining that you have no energy once you leave there, because, you know, what's like, you can't do anything else. So that was one thing. And, you know, I felt the same way that they felt. I would leave work and I would be extremely tired. And then I have children though. So even though I was extremely tired when I would leave work, I couldn't go right to sleep. I had to cook my kids dinner, or most times I would be out buying my kids dinner, which also was another concern. Then I had homework I would have to do with my children, baths, hair, washing clothes, getting clothes together, household things. And then at the end of all that lied me. You know, what can I do to take care of myself? So it was a lot, a whole lot. And I'm hoping with Nature's Crown is not so demanding. That's the word I guess I would sum up owning a daycare with, is it's very demanding. That's just it. And with Nature's Crown, I'm hoping that it gives me a chance to take some deep breaths and time for myself, without feeling, I would not always feel guilty, but I would always feel like I needed to be doing something because there was always so much to do. So if I wasn't doing something, then I would be putting myself in the place of having a worse day tomorrow if I didn't get this stuff done today. And that's just a really hard place to be in. So I need to stand up to get the oil. So I'm going to use this tin, and I'm gonna just wipe it out real quick. So yeah, that was just a really hard place to be in. And in the moment, I knew I didn't like it. I knew I wanted something different, but I also I wouldn't have gave myself the opportunity to try anything different, because I was making pretty good money. I am in daycare groups, and so I do know that not everyone is able to make the type of money I was making, which I will sort of go over in another video. I'll give some tips and stuff like that on things that I did that was successful for me. But yeah, so the money had me feeling like that was where I needed to be. That's where I needed to stay. I needed to, you know, just run my, and the kids. I can't even say, look, I sound so bad. I sound so bad. Talk about, oh, the money. But it was the kids too and the families. I really felt like, and when I decided to close recently, it wasn't even the money that had me feeling away. It really was the kids. Now, I will say that because I knew I could make more money and I knew I was tired. I gave everything I had and I was just like, yo, like y'all going to like put me in the hospital is how I was feeling, honestly. So I was like, there's no need for me to worry about the money, because if I'm in the hospital, all I'm going to do is either spend the money to take care of myself because I'm sick, you know, in the hospital, or I'm going to be sick and, you know, not have to spend money to take care of me, but I'm not going to be able to use the money. So my blood pressure was really high and everything. So I was like, by that time, I didn't care about making that money. I had savings. I still do. I have property, some property paid off. So I feel like if I decide, whatever I decide, there's ways to make money. There's other ways to make money. And I don't really even spend that much money on a monthly basis. So it wasn't the money this time that made me feel guilty. It was the families. I didn't want to disappoint the families. The kids, I love them kids. Some of those kids, oh my goodness, they're like my little besties. They be so cute and just so, I don't want to say authentic, but just genuine. Like, I can tell that they just genuinely care for me. And it was really sweet to have that feeling and to know that. And to know that I have that impact on them. It was like one of the best feelings in the world. It really is. And then also my children, I can tell that I'm such an influence for them. And that's also, you know, I felt like I would be letting them down if I didn't continue it. And I thought they would talk about, oh yeah, Mom, when you retire, I'm gonna own the daycare and stuff. So if it's closed, obviously it's not there to own. So I felt like I would be letting them down. But nope, both the families and my children were both okay. I'm gonna clean my hands. Both the families and the children were okay with my decision. They felt like they cared about me. My takeaway was that they cared about me, and more than anything, and most importantly, was my health, my mental and my physical health, and that the way things were going, it wasn't the best for me. And maybe they might have been able to, you know, benefit from it, but for me, it wasn't the best for me. So leaving 2023 behind, that is what I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving behind something that I've worked extremely hard for. Well, I can't even say I'm leaving it behind because I'm not certain if I will close it permanently. But for now, that is what I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving behind my security blanket, my financial security blanket of, you know, how I took care of myself and my family and how I've accumulated the things I have. But I'm praying that part and that season is over, not in a bad way. It's just over. It's just, you know, the things that I needed to do, the families I needed to impact and help, I did that. You know, those things are done, and now I can move on to something else. My children are getting older. It's not as easy to just, you know, bring them in and let them do their thing and I do my thing, you know, while I work. Now they have a lot of homework. You know, that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? My daughter's in 5th grade. So her homework is different than what it used to be. So now I'm like really having to sit with her, help her with her homework, or get her a tutor, make sure she's, you know, doing a tutor, make sure they're cleaning up behind herself, teaching them skills that they can use forever. I could easily hire a maid and do all of that, easily hire a nanny or something and come in and do all that. But I want my children to be taught the necessary life skills, because like I earned the things that I have through hard work. They have not, you know, because they're children, which is fine, but I don't want them to be entitled or spoiled and think that this is the way life is. No, most people, some do not have to, but most people have to work hard to get where they want to go. So, and though I can tell them that, they didn't see that. You know, they see it from this point, you know, on. They didn't see the beginning because they were little. They were babies. So those are things that I really want to teach my children. And I know that at the end of the day, if I do want to get back into it or whatever I do, I can still do that later on. But this time, right now, I cannot get this time back. So that's really important to me. And as the time was going, that's how I was feeling. That's how I was feeling, and I knew that. So that's how I came to make the decision that I made. And I'm happy. Right now, I'm happy with the decision. Now, if a year from now I'll come up broke, then I probably ain't gonna be happy about it. But right now, I'm happy about the decision. And then also, honestly, I can go and get a job with a company, which I may do, I may do that just because I know with me, it was really hard hiring people and finding qualified individuals and hardworking individuals and innovators. So I would want to be able to be that for somebody else. Probably not forever, but at least for a while, because I know how hard it is to find people. And I just would want to, you know, earn an income, but also help someone else, another business, achieve their dreams. It's not always about, you don't always have to be the chief or the owner, the person at the top. Every step and every level is important. There's no level, I want to say there's no level more important than another level. I mean, management is pretty important, I will say, but you can't manage by yourself. You have to have people under you to manage. So they are really important as well. And then the owner, you know, they're the one who really essentially takes all the risks, because when the business is gone, it's, you know, that's their livelihood. So, and then a lot of times it's not as easy to just go get another job, because I don't know why. It's not something you're used to. I will say that. So yeah, in 2024, my hopes, dreams, and prayers are to have Nature's Crown take off in a way that I didn't even imagine, in a way that is further than my dreams. You know, that's part of my prayer. And that was always my prayer, even with the daycare, is for God to lead me. So, and he always led me in the right direction. So I just pray that this is probably something, you know, that he has put for me. And I just, you know, follow his direction. So 2024, I'm going to continue to work hard. I'm going to take all my lessons from owning a daycare, managing staff, managing personalities, handling babies and their emotions, and everything that comes with that, handling parents, handling success, handling failures, everything balled up in one, and I'm going to just use that for Nature's Crown. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys later.